Welcome everyone on Zoom, and we're also on Facebook Live. I am Julia Weder. I'm the coordinator at Hitikaninas Koyasnai, the Skidegate Youth Center, and I'm so honored to be hosting this webinar with you tonight. It's Thursday, November 19th. Hawa to you all for joining us. We have a super outstanding panel here to talk with youth and to youth about what island foods mean to them. And we'll be hearing about their experiences growing up on the lands and waters of Haida Gwaii. So before we get started, we'll take a moment of silence and acknowledge those in mourning right now. Hawa to the family for giving us permission to proceed with tonight's conversation.
Salana gutnang eat heidagas. It kunisi oyas asing. Daguia giut along canang. Tilgarai giut along canang. Ginnet along yak a sa itki iskada. A hoyet wadluchan gamlagan. Good at along skanguthas goodnight lagan. Ginnet along kok anda gun. Hawa salana gutnang eat heidagas. Creator, our precious ancestors, we ask for you for your strength. We ask you for your help, that we do the right thing. Right now, everything is very difficult. And when we work together in a good way, we will survive this together. We thank you to the highest. Hawa.
Hawa Gatkas for that beautiful opening. So Jiskung Nika Collison has handed over the torch to youth for this webinar. And Nika's really sorry that she can't be here tonight, but she's very proud of all these amazing young leaders and is excited to watch the recording. So I'll be hosting tonight. So I'm Julia. I spent a good chunk of my childhood on Haida Gwaii, and I'm grateful to live here as a guest on Haida land. Besides youth center programming, I've spent the last year and a bit engaging with youth in Skagilda and Outlage with climate justice groups and musical projects, and I've been repeatedly blown away by their wisdom and their talents. So tonight we're continuing the discussion about island food independence and the future of food on Haida Gwaii with Youth Ignited. So this is one webinar in a series of conversations looking at island food and clean water security. Hawa again to everyone who has tuned in here tonight. We have an incredible group of young leaders and food gatherers here to talk about island food independence. Tonight, our guests are Gunfans and Tison Suzuki Brown, Gutgus Raven Ryland, Quiata McAvoy, Gidhyalas Ryder Bell, Kunjad Gidi, Angel Brown, and Gogwis Reese Burton. We also have Kara Sieve-Wright, who is a graphic facilitator on Haida Gwaii, and she'll be visually recording our conversation and will share her beautiful artwork at the end of the webinar. Our guiding question for this session is, what is your vision for food on Haida Gwaii in the next 20 years? And we really encourage youth and community members watching right now to type in your comments on whatever platform you're on. We really want to hear from you, and these will be read. These will be really listened to because they're going to help inform an island food strategy. So please chat, type them in, and you'll also be entered to win one of several iTunes gift cards if you contribute something. Feel free to comment anytime during the presentations too. So before we start to hear from our guests, we have two young Haida singers ready to share a song. China and Kite, Asher and Cohen are Awas Eagles, And they're going to start us off with the dinner song. Take it away. Beautiful. How was so much, Ashwin Cohen? That was so great. Where did you learn your Haida singing from? Or who? Nice. Colleen Williams. Well, Hawa Colleen and all the students at Tahagan for learning and sharing your beautiful songs. So our first panelists of the night are Gunflans and Tisan. They are Haida Gwaii brothers who live in Skagilda. They're food harvesters and have been going down to the beach to gather food with Nanai and Chinai and their parents all of their long lives. Gunflans is 11 years old and Tisan is 8. Tisan is passionate about eating his seafood raw. He loves chitons, skial, cockles, and skotsihu, limpets. He loves to garden, and this year he enjoyed eating his own carrots, peas, and kale, and even some potatoes he grew by accident. During the COVID pandemic this year, Gunflans learned to hunt for squirrels and grouse, and also how to tan squirrel pelts, which is very impressive. He's interested in learning more about hunting and about his great Chinai Watson's trap line on the West Coast. So we're so excited to hear from you, Gunflans and Tisan. Take it away.
Gunflans Singala. Gunflans Hanadikiga. Adiska Krigawai Adu di Krigawaga. Di Ukraiko Id. Singay la Tisan Hanodi Kikaga. Da Tagai Hauhadi Gutlaga. When I and China and my parents taught me how to harvest food, also my Uncle Billy. They taught us to always be very respectful when we harvest food and when we handle the food. Nana says to clean your mind of negative thoughts before you go, also not to take more than you need. We like to go down the beach to gather scow. We used to get at least 5 every time we went down, but slowly the number has decreased to about. And now we're lucky if we get one. We picked skill. Also, we fished for all. It's pretty fun because they fight hard. We get and gill and squee. We like to go to wash-ups. We always ask our master friends to tell us if there's a wash-up. Dad's been taking us snow down for a few years, and Chennai taught us how to skin them. This spring I got my first snow on my own. That was really exciting. I like to go to Costa Coffee because it's fun when my dad and Chennai bring home lots of fish. And it's kind of fun to help pick out seaweed from the nets. And it's fun to go to the cabin and there's lots of squirrels there. I like to eat my food raw off the beach. I also like to pick berries, and I like to garden. What I like about harvesting, I like that you are outside and you go and get it. I like seafood that they dig out of the ground, and I like fishing because you have some action. You have to cast and stuff. When you're outside by a river or the ocean, I like it when you fight the fish because you have to work for it. It's hard and you have to get glad at it. When I don't catch anything, it's still okay because I spend the whole day outside. For hunting, I like to walk around looking for grouse and squirrels. It's fun because you gotta work for it, walk around lots. I like to hunt grouse because it's really fun to shoot the shotgun, and if you cook it right, grouse tastes really good. Squirrel hunting is also fun because I like to roast them on a spit, and also I can tan the pelts and trade them. They're really soft. It's also exciting to shoot the pellet gun.
What I like about food harvesting is that it tastes good, and I like harvest, and I like harvesting because it's fun. It's fun. I like limpets and chitons and gooding eye, and I like growing. I like growing my own food because it's so fun, and also because I like to eat it after. It tastes better when you pick it out of the garden. It's special for hunting. It's fun shooting, and also I like to eat it.
In 20 years, I hope everything's the same, but a little bit better. Like less squirrels and stuff, so there will be more birds and more scale. I hope there's more goldfinch because my nana and she and I talk about them, and I hope to eat them one day.
What? Oh, I hope that there's more gardens and greenhouses and solar panels.
Ryland, Weder.
What? Ryland,
Weder.
Gira.
How?
How?
Gunflins and Tisan. I would love to come over for dinner someday after all this talk about the food you guys grow and hunt. Holy, I need some of that. First of all, that catching your first now this spring gunflin sounds like such an adventure. That's really fun. Hawa, so much for sharing your guys' stories and experiences with your Nana and Chennai with us. That was super beautiful. Next we have Kunjad Gadi, Angel Brown. And so Angel is currently studying at UBC's Sauder School of Business. And she worked at Nislanai this summer in the garden. So go ahead, Angel.
My name is Kunjad Gidi. My English name is Angel Brown. I come from the Naikun Raven clan, which comes from the Rosebit area. If you get a map of Haida Gwaii and point your finger on the most northeast tip of the island, you'll see where my clan originated from. This is where my ancestors harvested from the sea and land, where washed up scallops along with other shellfish fed everyone. There is a famous saying, when the tide is out, the table is set. We still live this way. Food gathering is an important part of our culture. Food security is our priority. That is why we take an environmental stand. This summer, I had the opportunity to help provide food for my community through gardening and other food gathering. I got to work within 3 gardens, one being the community garden, the Gurine Klaskini secondary garden, and the garden at the adult day program. We got to pick berries, process food, as well as going out to pick other medicines. We also brought soil to home gardens to help them like grow their own gardens, as well as helping them plant gardens that we already started at the Adult Day program. We also helped plant the, instead of just giving. We went out to go pick berries to make jam with it. And we went to go get some seaweed to go fertilize all the gardens within the community. And this is just medicine harvesting within the community and other community members gardening. Thank you.
Amazing. How was so much, Angel? And I have a couple questions for you. What inspired you to work in the garden this summer? Why did you love to do it?
I wanted to garden this summer because I really wanted to help, like, to also like learn the skills, but as well as like providing food for my community.
Did you have previous experience before doing all the food growing this summer? Have you done a lot in your childhood?
No.
Amazing. So you got a bunch of new skills this summer. Yeah. Awesome. And what's your vision for food on Haida Gwaii in the next 20 years? What would you like to see more of?
I would like to see a lot more people like harvesting the food and learning the valuable skills that like not everyone had the opportunity to learn.
Amazing. Well, I can really tell it's deep in your heart and you're truly passionate about it. So Hawa, so much for sharing with us those pictures. And it makes me want to shimmy off the computer and actually get into a garden. So you're an inspiration, Hawa Angel. So next, oh, and one thing about Lamar Davis, he worked with you this summer, hey? So he was gonna join the webinar, but sadly couldn't make it tonight. But he is in grade 11 at Goodnay Tlatskane and deserves a shout out too, because he did a lot of that work too. All right, so next we have Quiata McAvoy. So she's in grade 11, also at Goodnay Tlatskane, and has lived half her life in Outlage. She's been active in environmental justice groups, Demantlage, that I was a part of over the last year, so I got to know her a little bit, and she's just such a bright, amazing energy and always adds so much positivity to the room. So I'm excited to hear from you, Quiata. I got a few questions for you, but I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm already Quiata McAvoy. I moved here when I was 7 years old. My father figure growing up was Roger. He actually got me into Haida culture a lot. My mom is Nishka and Tsimshian from King Colith area. And my dad is Kwakwakula. He's from Alert Bay. And yeah, that's my little intro.
Awesome. So we'll jump into questions. First of all, what is your personal experience with local food and land-based skills?
Land-based skills. Well, ever since when I was younger, I used to work on fish a lot with my grandma. She taught me how to fillet and can fish. I'd always go fishing off the dock a lot too with my papa. I've never actually been out fishing like on a boat, but I plan to. And when I moved here, picking berries was a really big excitement for me because there wasn't a lot of berries in the city. So it was really nice to get outdoors and do that sort of thing. This year actually was my first time clam digging. My Chinny Richard and my Goggy Jeff took me out and they taught me how, which was pretty cool. And I got to learn how to clean them. properly, and we jarred a lot of them, which was, yeah.
Amazing. Well, that clam digging sounds so exciting and like such a process. I heard it just takes so many steps to harvest, to clean, to jar, to this and that. So good for you.
Cleaning them.
In the future, what would you like to be able to teach somebody else related to food or related to doing something on the land?
A lot of my older like family members, some of them don't actually know how to process fish or anything like that by themselves. So probably teaching my siblings how to do all the stuff that I got to learn growing up here before, yeah, like filleting fish, for example, and just stuff like that. Probably weaving too, for my siblings. That'd be nice, and my little cousins.
Are you a weaver?
When I lived in Prince Rupert, I weaved a little bit with my granny, but that was about it.
Oh, sweet. And why do you love getting out onto the land? What does it do for you?
I think it's kind of well, it's really gorgeous for one, and it's nice to get some fresh air. But probably like a sense of freedom almost, just because it's like there's not a lot of places in the world where you get to see stuff like this all the time. So going to like rediscovery and stuff like that was really nice.
Yeah, I'm curious if you have a couple more, if you can elaborate on Swan Bay Rediscovery Program, Lana's Dagang a little more. What was that like? What was, for people who don't know what the camp was, can you explain a little bit what it's about?
I'm actually not too sure. I've only been once. I think the week that I was out there for the teen camp, it was a little stormy out, so we were inside the cookhouse a lot. But I also went to the leadership camp, which was really fun. We were out on the boat a lot, and we got to check out a lot of cool things. We did planning, like seeing the weather for how the tides and stuff were, if we were able to go out on the boat or not, and doing food planning for what we would eat throughout the rest of the week with what we had left over. And yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember my trip to Swan Bay 2 years ago. It was also a really rainy trip where we spent a lot of the time playing cards in the cookhouse, but still learned a lot building fires and going out to camp and whatnot. But yeah, always a fun time. Well, how was so much, Kwiata? You really, it was really nice to get that window into your journey with food gathering and food processing and all the people in your life who taught you. So Hawa, you're a really natural speaker at it all.
Thank you. Hawa.
So next we have Good Hyalas, Ryder Bell, and he is from Outlage. Go ahead, Ryder.
My name is Git Hyalas. My English name is Ryder Bell. My clan is Joth Lornas Eagle. I am now 13 years old and just started high school. Besides being a student, I am a fisherman, hunter, and a Haida carver. Food gathering is a large part of who we are. If you want to eat, you have to fish, hunt, and gather during the harvest seasons. Our year starts off in April when the seaweed starts to grow, and we harvest it as it is one of our favorite garnishes that we eat all year long. April and May we pick seaweed, and then after that we start fishing. The spring salmon will be here, and those are fun and delicious. After we get our full spring salmon, it's time to start to get ready for the sockeye run at the rivers. This takes much preparation because it is not a day trip. It is an entire weekend-long fishing trip. After the sockeye run in May and June, we can start fishing on the outside of the inlet for salmon, lingcod, and halibut. By July and August, we are pretty much finished fishing and start to get ready for deer hunting season. I know that sounds like a lot of fishing, and it is, but it is important to remember to share. Our boat never keeps more than half of the catch, the rest is divided up by crew members and family. My Chinny gets a full share whether he is on the boat or not, as he has taught us how to fish and share our catch. Deer season caps off our gathering calendar, and we know that there's time for artwork coming up. I got my first buck when I was 9 years old. I was gifted a hunting rifle by my Chinny, and of course we went out to get a deer with it right away. That was 4 years and 54 deer ago. I now have a collection of deer rifles and antlers. Deer, goose, and grouse hunting is a great way to spend the day with family. By the end of November, all the fish are gone. We have what we need for deer, and it is time to put away our rifles and start reloading our bullets for the next season. Our freezer and jars are full by now, and it's time to focus on artwork during the winter months.
Wow. Hoa Ryder. I can't stop smiling at all these presentations. You're so holy. And also I gasped when you said 54 deer. I can't believe that in what, 4 years? Amazing, amazing. I really liked that you talked about sharing too and emphasize the importance of how you guys go out and gather food and spread it around your families and your community. And it really shows how much you put in, how much love you put into it. And so Hawa for sharing that and all those pictures. That was amazing. So we have a few pictures in the slideshow, if we could jump back to that, about Chief Matthews students and from up north. So these students have been coming down to the Elders Center every week throughout COVID, and they've been gathering in an outdoor space, interacting there, and they've been working with Chris Horner. So they've been in the greenhouse and in the garden, helping out with elders every week. So shout out to them, Chief Matthews kids, for doing an awesome job. Our next panelist is Gotgus Raven Ryland. So Gotgus is from the Yakulanas Raven clan. She was born in Hazelton, BC, but grew up on and around the lands and waters of Haida Gwaii. She's worked in the tourism industry on Haida Gwaii for 6 years as a Haida Gwaii watchman and a cultural ambassador at the Haida Heritage Center. Gotgus has now been working at the Council of the Haida Nation as the Communications Administrative Assistant. Outside of work, she is an apprentice in the Haida Gwaii Mentor Apprentice Program and is learning from Dr. Jicha Gladys Vandal in speaking Haida Kill. Take it away, Gotgus.
Gotgus Hadidi. Gotgus Hadidi Kigaga, Raven Ryland Yats Haidaga, Hanidi Kigaga, Yakujadis Haidaga Sta Ufla Iji, Tammy di Auga Hanidi Kigaga, Don di Nanga Kigaga, Skagilda di Na Uga, Ad Gamadis di Gidden Nas Gun, Howen Hulcha Gata at Hill Gutlagen, Haida Kifki at Wiguhai Digi Hlas Scott Gadas, Jiha di Nang Ta Scott Gada. So I said, my name is Gotgus. My English name is Raven. I'm from the Yakujanis Raven clan. My mother is Tammy. My grandmother is Dawn. I live in Skidegate and I grew up in Port Clements. I fish, harvest, and gather medicines. And I'm learning Haida language, or I'm a learner in Haida language and weaving from Dr. Jicha Gladys Vandal. And I believe you have some questions for me.
I do have some questions for you, yeah. Hawa Gotgus. So first of all, what has been your journey with connecting to land, medicines, and food?
Since living on Haida Gwaii, I have been fishing and gathering amal, razor clams, and ustan crabs. With my family, harvesting is really a family effort. I learned from my best of Papa, which is my great-grandfather, fishing on the Rainbow Wharf in Gumadis, Port Clements. He was the first person to teach me how to gut a fish underneath the dock there. So that's a memory that I hold dearly to me. Then when I been going out with my Kataiga, my sweetheart, he brought me fishing on the West Coast at Skagildakun, Skidegate Point. I know that's not the proper place name, but that's all I can say right now. I can't remember what it is. And I've also been hunting at deer with him as well. And he got me to shoot my first deer and skin it this year. So learning new skills every year.
Wow, yeah, I bet. What would you like to be gathering or processing? Maybe things you're not already doing?
Food related, I would like to eventually start my own garden because we definitely, living on Haida Gwaii, vegetables are really expensive since they're getting shipped over. But then also utilizing food markets as well to get local food, but it'd be also great to be able to grow my own food. Non-food related, I am a weaver and I do like to gather cedar, and I just learned how to do spruce root, which I would like to learn more in that field. Yeah.
What kind of things are you weaving these days?
With COVID, I'm busy at work. I haven't been able to weave as much as I would like, but I do Ravensail still, so you can see my earrings I wove. I need to finish weaving a headband for my mentor. She gave me a loom if I weave her a headband, and I'm learning spruce root, but I have not been able to dabble that into too far. We also harvested grass, which you were a part of too. And so, yeah, variety of different things, and hopefully be able to do it more once I'm not as busy.
Amazing. Yeah, it'll be so nice for us to get all together again in a post-COVID world, if that happens eventually. What's something you would like to teach somebody else sometime in the future?
I do have two younger sisters, so I would like to be able to get them out to Skagildakun, Skidegate Point, to fish some of the waters there, because we do a lot of river fishing in Gondlai, Tlel River, and also in front of port, but it'd be nice to get them on the west coast, Dauhusta, to also fish there too.
Awesome. And how for all the place names and reminding us of all these names. Last question. What's your vision, long-term vision of food on Haida Gwaii? What do you want to see more of? What do you hope for?
Like many of the youth have said already, being able to have more opportunities for youth to go out on the land and be able to harvest their own food. But with that as well, being able to speak Haida and Hatkil while doing that too. Because if you notice, I've been trying to use as much Haida language as possible. And so it'd be nice to hear more Haida language being spoken around and on our land. So that'd be great.
Well, Hawa, so much, Gatkas, for your beautiful words. You tied in so many different aspects of language and family and the land and learning from different generations. So that was a really beautiful window into your life. And do you have any other weaving to show us, or can you zoom into your earrings so we can see them a little better? Yeah, pull them out.
These were my first ones, and they've been worn quite often. So yeah, they're kind of raggy, but that's all I have with me right now.
Beautiful, beautiful, Hawa Raven. Awesome. Well, keep at it. Can't wait to hear you on the next webinar. I'm sure you'll be on many more. Awesome. So our next and last panelist is Gawgwis Reese Burton. Reese lives in Skagilda and is a member of the Choth clan. His parents are Nadine Wilson and Dan Burton. He's currently in grade 12 and he works part-time at Haida Gwaii, the Skidegate Youth Center, as a peer-to-peer worker. And so over the last year, I've seen him plan events, support his peers' emotional well-being, and just share his passion about local food and culture and language and sports and rec. And Reese is just passionate about so many things and such an amazing person to talk to and feel supported by. So I'm excited to hear from you, Gagwis. Go ahead.
I'll be talking about my experiences with hunting and fishing. When I was younger, the first thing that my dad taught me was that I had to learn how to respect the deer and respect it for giving its life to us. When I got my first deer, I remember thinking to myself, I can't wait to share this deer meat with my family. I felt proud to know that I could provide for the people that I held close to my heart. But when it isn't hunting season, my family and I go to Copper Bay, and that is my favorite place to go because it brings everyone closer together as a strong family. I would love to sit around the fire and tell stories until it got dark. I spent a lot of hours on the skiff with my cousins Anton, Louie, and Dwayne. We would pick fish for hours on end until we quit. I learned how to fish from all my family members, and the one who made me want to spend more time as a food gatherer was my Chennai. I thought it was so amazing how he always wanted to go out and set crab traps and long lines. He always provided for everyone, even in his older age. He is my role model of what a provider means. What I want to see in the future is that we will have more opportunities to give to the youth so that they could go hunting and fishing and learn how to provide, enjoy the catch, and the process that happens.
Okay, it looks like, oh, Reese might have just been frozen. Are you still around, Reese?
Oh yeah, I'm back now.
Awesome. Yeah, continue on.
I don't know where I left off, but yeah. I learned how to fish from my family members, and the one who made me want to spend more time as a provider was my Chennai Willard Wilson. I thought it was amazing how he'd always wanted to go set crab traps and long lines. He always provided for everyone. Even in his older age, he still managed to get out there and provide for us still. He is a role model of what a provider means to me. What I want to see in the future is that we have more opportunities to give to the youth so that they could go hunting and fishing and learn to provide and enjoy the catch and the process that happens with it.
Awesome. Hawa so much, Gagwis. You speak so powerfully. And I love that you talked about the multiple people in your family and as role models to you and as providers and how they've shaped your growth as a young person. And also that accessibility piece is so important. The fact that not everyone has a chance to get out onto the land very easily or at all. And so, and you spoke to that, to bringing everyone in and allowing everyone to learn and feel the process of being out on the land and getting their own food and providing. So yeah, all beautiful words. And yeah, oh man, I want to tear up after all that. That was really well said. So Hawa, to all our amazing panelists for sharing your hearts and spirits with us tonight. Truly, truly, I think it gives us all, young or not, more motivation to get out onto the land and to find strength in food practices that will really carry us into a beautiful future. You're all such inspiring leaders. And your stories echo a lot of the youth energy we've been hearing over the last few months. Things like connecting to land and to our food, what that gives us, having more accessible opportunities to learn, to participate, to get out there. That is the basis of our collective wellness, our ability to heal and take care of each other. So Hawa for all your amazing stories and pictures and words. Now we'll hear from the chat. So I'm going to take a peek down on the Zoom chat and the Facebook Live here and add your comments now for whatever your visions are for food on Haida Gwaii in the next 20 years, or just comments on the panelists. But we really want to hear from you, and then we'll gather all these comments. There's also an email address if you want to think about something and email us later. So we'll post that on the screen now. So you can take a screenshot and then email us at any time. And these are going to inform an island food strategy. So I'm going to look at the chat and maybe share a couple of things. I saw something from GTN students earlier. So here we go. One student says they'd like to see or learn crabbing and dip netting, fishing with downriggers, how to shoot a rifle, how to field dress, what berries are good, how to can stuff, and how to cook in general. Yes, yes, yes. I want all of those skills. Another student said, deer, salmon, halibut, berries, seaweed, rice, stuff we have now, and more exotic fruits too. Ooh, I like it. New avenues. Awesome. Hawa GTN students for reminding us of all the beautiful foods we have available on Haida Gwaii. Let's see. Oh, Kevin Brown says they shared some deer meat with me and I made a savory stew and gave them half. It was awesome. And I think that was during Ryder's presentation. So that's really fun. Let's see what else. Oh, there's another student from GTN that said, in 20 to 30 years from now, I would want to be eating deer, fish, and veggies, mostly fresh foods you grow. I also want a storage of fresh foods and foods to last me for a long time. So that's, yeah, I mean, that's really speaking to that food pantry and preservation idea and processing and canning skills and growing fresh foods. We've seen so many more gardens too since COVID. It seems like people really connecting more to the land right outside of their houses too. So I hope that momentum continues. All right, if anyone else has a comment or if you see something I missed, I think that's it for now. But yeah, send us some emails. And if you send us an email afterwards, you'll still be entered to win gift cards. So share it around. Oh, and let's try to show the Chief Matthew students pictures. So that's the North End slide deck. We'll see if we can get those on the screen. And in the meantime, we also have Kara Sievewright, that was our graphic facilitator for this session. So Kara, would you mind sharing what you've captured so far? And while Kara's, oh, there we go. Wow. That is so gorgeous, Kara. So we're gonna definitely capture that and then release it online once it's ready so everyone can see it more in depth and print it out super huge and put it in their living rooms, hopefully. That is unbelievable. You really captured it. And so the next webinar for everyone to mark their calendars is December 9th, and it's called Our Food is Our Medicine. Nika will be back in this chair as host for that one, and we'll be hearing from Haida elders about island foods and food as medicine. So make sure you tune in for that. It'll be a really amazing one. Hawa to the hosts of tonight's show, the Council of the Haida Nation and the dynamic team leading the All Island Food Strategy. Hawa to Local Food to School, Sweelaweed Sustainability Society, Haida Gwaii Museum, and the Haida Health Centers in both Outlage and Skagilda. And, oh yeah, there's my video. Tune in again on December 9th and we'll post some details soon. And now I'll ask Leslie Brown to do the closing prayer.
Hi, everybody. Keelangjut Hiala Hinu Dikian. My name is Leslie Brown. I just want to do a hawa to the people here. This is Everett. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. And I just want to thank everybody for their presentations. It makes me so proud to hear everybody's stories. I was listening this evening, and I'm going to be doing a Lord's Prayer in Hot Kill. I learned it from Nani Merle Anderson. And I feel like it's important for us to use our language every chance we can. And it was really amazing to hear our young people speaking it so confidently. So I just want to say hello to everybody. You guys are inspiring to so many. You will see the impact that you are making on Haida Gwaii. So here's the Lord's Prayer. I asked if they could do a screen share of there it is. Okay. Eat hot sadangasis. Hagwant gan koyadi. Hagwant kingdom ge hathgui anaasti. Satlage andang gudang skinang hitlage an itl agudang. Sandlan wadalwan sangut tawe itgaasti. Itl dangas itl kasunt aal gudang. Itl ang dangaske kasunt alang gudang skinangang. Gam gin dangas wheat itl estaldang. Gin la sweet swan itla estaldi. Kingdom ge udangya ija. Dagui ge hansan. An yakudange hansan. Wagyana aswane hansan. Amen.
Hawa so much, Leslie, for that beautiful closing. And we'll end it there. Just to echo what Leslie said, and what a lot of the commenters are saying, these amazing young leaders are really paving the way forward for others to follow in their footsteps and for us all to be inspired by them to focus on connecting more with the land and healing ourselves and each other. So Hawa so much. What an amazing group of people. And I'm excited to see where you all go. And Hawa for everyone who tuned in tonight and watched the Zoom or the Facebook, please send your comments to the email and tune in on the next webinar. But have a great night. Agantla kiangaitla. Look after yourselves.